loading up, so please bear with me just one moment. All right, everyone, I'm sorry for the delay. I'd like to call the December 21st, 2020 Special City Council meeting to order. Let the record reflect that I, Mayor Motazedi, and Councilmember Teddemer will be teleconferencing from home. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of our country will be led by Councilmember Voigt. At this time, I would like to ask that we please stand.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
it's Councilman Pequeño. I'd like to lead the Pledge of Allegiance, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. As the public may know, on March 4th, Governor Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency as a result of the threat of COVID-19. On March 17th, 2020, Governor Newsom issued an executive order N-2920, which allows a local legislative body to hold public meetings via teleconferencing. The executive order also allows the legislative body to make public meetings electronically accessible so the public seeking to observe and address the legislative body. Pursuant to the executive order and given the current health concerns, the city is streaming this meeting live on its website at www.lakeforestca.gov. Additionally, the city has provided members of the public the opportunity to submit e-comments, which will be added to the record, or to leave a voicemail message, which will be played during tonight's meeting. The city council chambers will be closed to the public. Madam Clerk, have we received any voicemails intended for public comment?
Madam Mayor, we've received 21 voicemails, and we're going to play them in succession for you and the council right now.
This is Gay Metter. I am a longtime resident of Lake Forest, and I wish to endorse Don Barnes' decision, our sheriff, to not release the 2,000 inmates into our local areas. They are inmates. They are incarcerated. They are there for a reason. They will survive coronavirus or any other outbreak that would happen. We certainly do not need to release these people, who some would be predators, etc., into the public. I urgently urge all of the council members to consider my voice, the voice of my husband and the others of residents in this household. We have paid our taxes. We are homeowners. We are members in good standing in this community, and we do not want these prisoners released. We will pray for them. We will pray for good health for them and well-being as they continue their sentences. Thank you very much.
My name is David O'Donnell. I am a resident here of Lake Forest. I've been a member of this community for over 7 years, and I wanted to voice my opposition to the Sheriff Barnes's proposal. I believe that those incarcerated also have rights and human rights, and that should be observed. Thank you very much.
I am against releasing the prisoners. That is going to be out there committing more crimes. I mean, they're in jail for a reason. I understand you're trying to prevent the spread of COVID, but releasing them back into the general population when they haven't served their time does not serve the public interest. Thank you.
my name is Arnie Herrera, and I am calling in support of Sheriff Barnes' intentions to not release 2,000 prisoners because of the concerns with the coronavirus. My name is Arnie Herrera, and I support Sheriff Barnes on this idea of not releasing the prisoners. My number is 949-565-5033. Thank you.
I'm calling in support of Sheriff Barnes that he not release the 2,000 inmates because of the virus. I am in full support of his decision not to release them. Thank you very much for listening to this message. Goodbye.
Hi, this is Dennis Warren at the Forest Gardens mobile home space in Lake Forest. I'm calling to say that I support 100% Sheriff Barnes' decision to not release 2,000 inmates into the general population outside the walls. I think that's just totally asinine, but not necessarily surprising. So we're in support of Sheriff Don Barnes and go on record. Bye.
Hi, my name is Diane Fry, and I'm calling to support Sheriff Barnes in his battle to keep the detainees in jail. And thank you very much. Bye.
Hi, this is Joseph Fry. I'm calling in support of Sheriff Barnes for the battle of keeping these detainees in jail. Thank you.
My name is Gennaro. I'm a citizen of the United States. I'm a retired Marine. I live in Orange County as well as San Diego. I'm in support of the Sheriff Barnes, Don Barnes, concerning not releasing 2,000 inmates from prison to be released back to the communities to commit their crimes, continue committing their crimes. These individuals, these inmates, should not be released, especially when the excuse is being released so that they don't catch coronavirus within the jail system. So what does that do? It permits them to spread them to the communities. It permits them to commit further crimes. We are opposed to the release of 2,000 inmates here in Orange County. This message goes to the City Council, and we'd like to have this voicemail presented before their meeting tonight in Orange County. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Marissa Gladman, and I've been a resident of Orange County for most of my life, over 4 decades, 2 of which have been right here in the peaceful community of Lake Forest, where I continue to raise our young family and run our small business. Our family stands firmly in support of Sheriff Barnes' critically important decision to not release prisoners, and I strongly urge the City Council to resolutely stand with Sheriff Barnes in prioritizing our community's security. From any angle you choose to view this situation, there is no logical thought process that points to the release of prisoners on a mass scale as a wise option. Such a decision needs to be based solely on a case-by-case review. To use a pandemic where the survival rate is 99.8% among the general public under 70 years of age is an irresponsible and completely irrelevant excuse to further a political agenda that puts the rest of us in true danger. Furthermore, while families and businesses are struggling to financially stay afloat? How are our communities expected to absorb the mass release of prisoners who will themselves be struggling to make ends meet? These individuals will no doubt quickly find themselves in a desperate situation just trying to survive. So really, in effect, the state wants to release these prisoners into an environment where they are least likely to succeed at any other time, and then setting them up to then have to land right back in prison. This is a recipe for utter chaos and destruction. The council's responsibility, first and foremost, is to its law-abiding, tax-paying, productive citizens. And I expect nothing less than a unanimous decision to stand in support of Sheriff Barnes. Thank you for your time.
Yes, hi, my name is Mike Glabman. I'm a resident of Lake Forest for the past 17 years. I am calling in support of Sheriff Barnes to stop the release of over 2,000 inmates due to COVID. We are citizens that need to be protected, and this would be a violation against us and humanity and all the taxes that we pay to maintain safety in Lake Forest, who's consistently one of the top safest cities in our country. Once again, I am calling to support Sheriff Don Barnes and what he is doing to maintain the criminals in jail. Thank you very much.
Hello, City Council members of Lake Forest. My name is Jackie Black. I live in the city of Orange. I fully support Sheriff Don Barnes' refusal to release inmates. We all can catch the COVID virus, okay, but we're not all criminals. These people should stay in prison until the law says otherwise. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I'm calling to support Don Barnes in his decision not to release the 2,000 inmates from jail. I'm a Mission Viejo resident, and my name is Joe Elber. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Mark Lance, L-A-N-C-E. I'm calling on behalf of myself and my wife, Lynn Lance, in full support of Don Barnes not releasing prisoners into the general public. If you wish to contact us, my phone number is not.
Hello, my name is Melody Devine, and I am just calling to urge the council to be supportive of Sheriff Don Barnes' decision not to release the 1,800 plus inmates into our community. So I just want to voice support for Sheriff Barnes and gratitude for Sheriff Barnes for trying to keep our community safe from those who have committed crimes, been convicted of those crimes, and are in jail, and to not release those people into our community. We have suffered enough. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Good morning. This is Norm Abbott, and I'm the track chair for Ranchwood here in Lake Forest. I fully support Sheriff Don Barnes' decision not to release half of the convicts out to the public based on the COVID-19 virus. This is insanity to do something like that. You've got people in jail, and they're not in jail for no reason. So we're worried about those people getting the COVID virus. What about the rest of us? You know, the people that are paying the taxes and doing everything the right way. This is crazy. So
So I and many of my friends fully support Sheriff Don Barnes. Thank you for allowing me to express my view. Bye.
Good evening, folks. My name is Daniel Pickard. I've lived in Orange County since November of 1989, a lot of that time in Lake Forest. I would like to voice my support for Sheriff Barnes continuing to hold the people he believes should be held in confinement until the justice system is able to do what it needs to do. I do not believe that the actions of the ACLU or anyone else associated with trying to get criminals out of jail should be supported. Thank you for listening to this and have a good day.
My name is Doug Pickard, citizen of Lake Forest, and I want to encourage the City Council to support Sheriff Don Barnes in his lawsuit against the order to reduce the population in the jails. I don't know what the strongest possible terms are, but you can believe that I use them. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mary Pickard. I have been a resident of Lake Forest for the past 31 years. I am calling the Lake Forest City Council to express my 100% support for Sheriff Don Barnes to not release almost 2,000 inmates from Orange County jails. Superior Court Judge Peter Wilson has given this ludicrous order to decrease by 50% the jail population to prevent COVID. I have a problem with that. Why are the citizens of Lake Forest and Orange County put at risk? They are law-abiding citizens, and to release these folks in jail so that they don't get COVID, but it's okay if we do, is ludicrous. I am 100% in support of Sheriff Barnes' decision to not do this. Do it for the sake of our city and the safety of our residents. Thank you very much, City Council, for bringing this issue up. Thank you.
Yes, this is Rita Bradley, and I am in full support of Sheriff Barnes' decision not to let out more criminals from the jail, and this is despite the judge's order. His concern, and rightly so, should always be the residents of Lake Forest and Orange County. I listened to his message when he discussed the prior early releases and the crimes that were committed. He is well-founded in his decision and needs the support of the city to continue. Thank you.
Hi, this is Shannon Self calling from Rancho Santa Margarita. I'm calling to give my full support of Sheriff Barnes' decision to not release almost 2,000 inmates into our community. I can't believe that we're even having to call to support the sheriff's decision to not release these inmates. Where is the concern for us normal tax-paying, law-abiding citizens who have been locked down for months? We're paying your salaries with our taxes, and this is what we get. Coronavirus isn't even running rampant through the jails. They're tested when they go in, right? So there's no reason for them to be let out. Please make the right decision. Thank you for listening and your time.
Madam Mayor, that concludes our voicemails for this evening.
Thank you very much. All right. The City Council will recess to closed session. Okay.
Hi, this
Okay,
is Mark
please.
Fetterman.
Thank you, Mark. We have reconvened. So, Mr. City Attorney, are there any reportable items to report from the closed session?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. There is one item to report. The City Council voted unanimously 5-0 to join the amicus brief being filed by the City of Newport Beach in support of Sheriff Don Barnes. This is in relation to the case Don Barnes versus the Superior Court of the State of California, County of Orange. This is an appeal from an order on writ of habeas corpus and writ of mandate related to the case entitled Cynthia Campbell et al. Versus Don Barnes in his official capacity as Sheriff of Orange County, California. Again, the council voted unanimously to support Don Barnes by joining Newport Beach's amicus brief. That is the extent of the closed session report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right, Madam City Manager, do you have any additional items or reports to present this evening?
I have nothing further this evening.
You. I'm sorry. My little one's being wild. I apologize. All right, that takes us to council comments. Council Member Serba?
Nothing for me tonight, thank you.
Council Member Pequeño?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I do have something that I would like to read.
Go right ahead.
All right. Okay, the duties of the sheriff include, but are not limited to, keeping the peace, maintaining jails, arresting fugitives, maintaining a list of wanted criminals, serving orders and writs for the court, and keeping the citizens of Orange County safe from dangerous criminals. As I read Sheriff Barnes' statement and watched this TV interview regarding the court order to release 1,800 dangerous inmates from the Orange County jail system, the law enforcement code of ethics kept running through my mind, and I'm confident that they went through his mind as well. I'll read portions of each of the paragraphs of the law enforcement code of ethics. Paragraph 1, as a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder. Paragraph 2, I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Paragraph 3, I will never act officiously or permit my personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice, or ill will. Paragraph 4, I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held as long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement. By appealing this court order, Sheriff Don Barnes achieved his fundamental duty to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder. He is constantly mindful of the welfare of others. He enforced the law appropriately without fear. He recognized the badge of his office as a symbol of public faith. He accepted it as a public trust while being true to the ethics of the police service. He constantly strives to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicated himself before God to his chosen profession, law enforcement. The sheriff has already released 1,400 inmates this year because of COVID. I believe that releasing 1,800 inmates at once, most who have been charged with violent or heinous crimes, would pose a clear and present danger to the citizens of Orange County. These inmates are not incarcerated based on reasonable suspicion of a crime, but a much higher standard of probable cause. The court order claims the sheriff showed deliberate indifference to those inmates who are medically vulnerable and that those inmates have rights, their rights are being violated. Let us consider the deliberate indifference these inmates showed to their vulnerable victims and the rights of those they victimized. To the murder victims, the right to live. To the child molestation victims, are the most vulnerable in our society, the right to innocence. the robbery, assault, and domestic violence victims, the right to be safe in our community. I applaud Sheriff Barnes for putting the citizens of Lake Forest and the County of Orange first, and I give him my full support. God bless you, Sheriff. Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacekeepers, for they shall be called children of God. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Pequeño. All right, Councilmember Teddemer.
Nothing further tonight. Thank you.
Councilmember Voights.
Yeah, I think that the residents of Lake Forest and the residents of Orange County have a huge debt to thank you to give to Sheriff Barnes for his courage, his wisdom in not letting these criminals out, some very violent criminals out onto the streets. And I think that there's a saying, I'd rather regret the things that I've done than regret the things I haven't done. And by him taking a strong stance and doing what he's done to say no, that he's not going to let these lawbreakers out, is a wonderful relief to us that have families and children and wives that walk our streets and drive in our cars and keep us safe. That's the oath that he's taken, and there truly is a thin blue line between total chaos and peace. And I think that the men and women of the Orange County Sheriff Department and law enforcement in Orange County have our utmost respect and our thanks, because it's men and women of law enforcement that actually keep us, as we lay our heads down at night, keep us safe every night. So it's just a discouragement for them to arrest criminals and see them out on the street without standing trial for what they've done. So we should all keep law enforcement in our prayers as we lay our heads down tonight, and thank them for being on the street for us. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a healthy and happy, prosperous New Year.
Thank you. That leaves my comments. I just want to say that I support and stand behind law enforcement. They have a very, very difficult job, and their job is to protect the public. And I think the ACLU, if they really cared about the prisoners, would secure the vaccine for the ones that are especially at risk. But they've proved that that's not our agenda. And so I think there's something else going on, which is really, really unfortunate, and it's under the guise of coronavirus. So with that, I'm happy we've all decided to support Sheriff Barnes. And that takes us to the adjournment of our special meeting this evening. Everyone.
Thank you.